Well, the Supreme Court has ruled Donald Trump is not allowed back on Facebook for 2 more years. Now, it's not the Supreme Court of the United States. I don't think they would issue such a ruling, first of all. That would violate the First Amendment. Americans have free speech more than we do up here. Second of all, Donald Trump would have been able to be heard in court. He would have had lawyers. He would have had evidence and arguments, and we would know who the judges are, and they would have to explain themselves with their reasoning in a published statement called a judgment. None of that happened. You see, Facebook has their own internal Supreme Court. The thing is, you're not allowed to know who's on it, what the rules are, when they meet, who's in the meeting. You're not allowed to know anything about it other than what they finally decide. And here's the crazy thing. This decision to ban Donald Trump, to extend his ban that was put on him in January, was made not by an American, but by a Brit named Nick Clegg, who used to run a left-of-center Remain political party in the UK. That is, it didn't want to separate in the Brexit. So you have a career politician, left of center, who hates the Brexiteers, including Donald Trump's best friend, Nigel Farage. So again, this is something you wouldn't see in a real court, that kind of a bias. So a foreign politician working for Facebook's Supreme Court has banned the American president at the time, now former president, from being on Facebook for 2 years. And this is just normal. It's just accepted. It's not the only bit of international judicial punishment being meted out by Silicon Valley oligarchs. I don't know if you've been following, but Twitter's at war with different countries in Africa. It was at war with Uganda. And over the weekend, last week, the last few days, it's had a big fight with Nigeria, one of the largest and most important countries in Africa. Twitter banned the president of Nigeria from being on their platform, just like they had done with Donald Trump. I mean, if you can ban the president of the United States from being on your platform, you know, you can ban anyone. Although for some weird reason, Twitter has not banned Chinese dictators and diplomats or the Ayatollahs of Iran. I find that odd. But they banned Trump and they got away with it, so they banned the Nigerian president. Well, he didn't take that as nicely and gently as Donald Trump did, so he banned them back. Nigeria banned the entire app from their country. Now, of course, there's people who can work around it. There's something in tech called a VPN, which sort of hides where your geography is, so it allows you to connect to websites even if they're banned in your country. But still, it was the moral blow to it. If you're going to ban me, I'm going to ban you. And here's the icing on the cake. Twitter, which had banned the president of Nigeria, which had banned the president of the United States, issued this tweet where they were outraged about freedom of expression. Hang on. You just banned him. And that was fine with your freedom of expression. In this case, the Supreme Court of Twitter wasn't the boss. I want to tell you who the Supreme Court of Twitter is. They don't have Nick Clegg in this whole secret court like they do at Facebook. It's just this kook, Jack Dorsey, and I call him a kook. He's got that Rasputin beard, and here he is when he made a deal with a rapper to take some body parts of his and make an amulet to ward off ISIS. It's like he was in voodoo or something. So this kooky messiah with the Rasputin beard who's getting amulets made to ward off ISIS, he's the one who's deciding which world leaders can or can't speak on Twitter, which means who you or I can't hear or see on Twitter. How are you liking this new world order? That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.